Yeah, we're gonna call this CEO history part 2. You ever seen a U-Haul behind a hearse? My mom has 14 brothers and sisters. My dad had several brothers and sisters. My stepfather, my regular dad had 3, 4 brothers and sisters. So I've been dealing with death for years because my parents were much older when I was born. My dad was over 40. Okay. I've been at a lot of funerals, and I was around. Elvis Presley died. A lot of famous people where they took up TV time. One thing I never noticed: a U-Haul behind the hearse. You ever wonder why? You're not taking it with you. My point is greed. Is it necessary to take everything? See, there's nothing wrong with making a living. There's nothing wrong with doing good for yourself and taking care of your family. What's the problem is if you do it at the hands of taking somebody else down. In other words, if you're stomping and pushing everybody else down to get to that level, there is a problem. My point is, we've gotten to the point where the higher ups think that they're better than everybody else, and that's always a problem. Let me ask you something, CEO. Does this make financial sense? If I hire you as a CEO, and even if you take this company's stock downward and you're no good at what you do, when you leave, your severance pay and your package gives you not only stock, but it gives you millions of dollars. But you can't afford to give me, the person on the bottom, a little money to help pay for their thing. I do a pretty good living where I work in my main job, so I'm not complaining about my pay. What I'm saying is this doesn't make sense to everybody else. How is it that you as a CEO could do a lousy job and get fired and still walk away with millions of dollars, and here this person's making $7.25 an hour, can't even get a fucking raise? Does that not seem like a problem to you? It does to me. See, your best talent is always within. Remember Steve Jobs? Never graduated college. Bill Gates? Never graduated college. Or maybe now, but they were college dropouts. Henry Ford? Never finished 6th grade. Thomas Edison? Never finished 6th grade. Some of the best talent in the world are people who you consider to be uneducated. Just because somebody's a janitor, just because somebody is a cook, just because somebody works at a restaurant, just because somebody is a maid, and other menial jobs, you think, oh, they're not as smart as me, they're not as good as me. Let me remind you of something. Your ancestors came here, and I guarantee you, when they came on the boat, they weren't starting out as computer science majors. Your ancestors didn't come here as CEOs. You know what? I bet if they could come down here right now, they wouldn't be too happy with you. Why? Because you simply forgot where you came from. These other people had to work hard to get you where you are. Hey, I bet if they came down and said, hey, did you forget what we went through? You're only where you are because we sacrificed. Did you seem to forget that? Everybody sacrifices for their own race, their own family. You forget where they came from. Evidently you did. And some of our best talent actually is inside their own corporation. Instead, you go hire some yahoo from outside of the corporation, where some of the most talented people are right there. You ever watch Undercover Boss? You ever watch them try to do the job that we do? They can't do it. Half of them would be fired if they ever try to do our jobs. It's amazing. You can tell me what to do, but you don't know how to do it. Right? How can you tell me what to do when you don't even know what I'm doing? Does that not amaze you? It amazes the hell out of me. You get paid more money than me, but you can't do my job's supposed to be a small little dinky job, but you can't do it.